Welcome back to News Geelong as we move into the world of Geelong sport with Mitch Scoop Cleary. Another great start to the local footy season, Mitch.
Thanks, Rollo. Local footy is well and truly up and running, but first tonight we'll catch up with Geelong Racing Club Development Manager John Dunn as he gives us all the action from last Friday's first race meeting on the new synthetic track.
The synthetic season opened in brilliant sunshine here at Geelong last Friday, and it was the old firm back in action. The world's richest racehorse owner, Sheikh Mohammed and Peter Snowden, and they combined with the debutant Dazzler, who was proved far too good in the opening event.
In third place, Dazzler pulls to the middle, tries to come after them, and then end zone. Warkeel and Magnificent having a battle royal, and Dazzler's not done with yet either. It's Dazzler on the outside, coming after Magnificent, and also Warkeel and Dazzler. The newcomers had the last crack at them, and Dazzler's racing away for a successful debut. Scored by 3 lengths.
A daring ride by promising young apprentice Damien Thornton when he booted Azarenko, the local galloper, through on the rails halfway up the straight to get the money in the Chisholm Petroleum handicap.
He sees Azarenko getting a rails run. Palmer is battling on down the middle. Love My World's the leader. Little Azarenko's dive through the opening. Stella Grace battles on. Good finish, Azarenko. After Love My World and Stella Grace, Azarenko took the lead. Love My World, Stella Grace, try hard, but Azarenko.
The Heath Connors trained mare Viva La Stunner provided the highlight of the day. Viva La Stunner with Craig Robertson on board. She got it to a 12-length lead down the back straight. She straightened 6 lengths in front and cruised away to win by 9 lengths with the crowd cheering.
Viva La Stunner is still the leader. Still 5 lengths to go on the satirist. Then Beat Boy Pete Show can't lift its legs up, and further back to Vinegar Hill, and well spent. But I tell you what, I'd love to be on Viva La Stunner because it's home, home, home. 5, 6 lengths to the satirist. Vinegar Hill comes on, but he sits up on Viva La Stunner and says, thank you very much.
The Kelvin Burke trained mare It's No Myth rounded off a big day for the locals when she produced a big finishing berth to get the money in the Emsley Lodge handicap.
Trying to wind up It's No Myth. Rain Fells with 200 metres to go. Zara and Snowden, they're going for the double. It's getting the wobbles though. It's No Myth coming on very strong. Over the top with a big bang. Will's Power gets a rally as well, but It's No Myth races away. Wins a length and a quarter to Will's Power, who got the second after all that. Third's a photo. And they were obscured.
On again this Friday, back on the synthetic. That's the wrap-up of the opening race season on the synthetic at Geelong last Friday afternoon. Back to you, Mitch.
Thanks, JD. You've done it again. And now we catch up with South Barwon midfielder Jared Westwood as he was their match winner in their opening round win over Newtown and Chewell at McDonald Reserve on Saturday.
Yeah, look, it was a really scrappy sort of tough game in that first half, which, you know, it's sort of our style of game. We like to play a contested style, and we were lucky enough in that third quarter with the win. We broke open, and I think we kicked 8 or 9 goals in that quarter, and it gave us that buffer going into the last, and we were able to hold on.
Well, that quarter, of course, was phenomenal, and you had Clinton Wells kicking a bag of goals as well. You just couldn't go wrong. The flow, the momentum, that's a big thing in football, isn't it? Once you get a sniff, you really go for it. Yeah, it does, and it's surprising how much it does happen, how much it turns games. And you know, with Wellsy kicking, I think he kicked 3 or 4, and Anthony Beamans kicked 4, and I kicked a couple. So, you know, if we can score well in those sort of games, you know, we go a fair way to winning the game. Well, it's very important, I would suggest, to win the first game of the season at home. It's great for the punters, it's great for the club morale, and now you'll go on to next week feeling quite confident about your chances. Yeah, it was. You know, we've been waiting all pre-season to play this first game, and all the, I suppose, all the hype over Newtown in the lead up to the season with, you know, Brad Ottens and Ryan Gamble playing was a really good, you know, build up to the game, and you know, we're just happy that we come across and won. Well, your little blokes were in and under and at it, and you seem to have a better game plan, to be quite frank with you, particularly in that second half, which resulted in score on the board. Yeah, I think we, you know, our contested footing, we really pressured them in that, especially in that third quarter, and we were able to get a lot of, I suppose, you know, sort of scrappy goals where we didn't probably kick goals. We actually, the ball come into the forward line, and we were able to crumb really well and kick kind of those scrappy goals, which is a credit to the small guys that are playing in our team. Yeah, there was a bit of a fluky wind up at the school end, and I thought you guys managed it better than Newtown. They had their opportunities at that end, but you kept the ball a little lower and flatter, and were absolutely more accurate in the end. Yeah, it's pretty swirly, this ground. Once the wind gets up, the ball, if it stays
too long on the air, it really gets taken away, out of bounds. But, like I said, we pressured them and we played pretty well in that third quarter, which set us up for winning the game.
Thanks, Jared. Now we're out to Myers Reserve, where Belpost Hill defeated Werribee Centrals in the first round of GDFL action. We speak with Belpost Hill coach Brett Gergich.
Oh, definitely round one, always hard and tough, and some reasons always nice and hot too. So our players were pretty puffed early in the game, definitely, but I think we ran it out pretty well in the end, and it's probably due to how hard our guys worked over pre-season. So, good pat on the back for our boys.
It was a hard, tough, competitive first half, and then I thought they tired a little in the second half, and your composure stood you in good stead for the rest of the game.
Yeah, definitely. We expect that from Werribee every time we play them. They're big, strong boys, and they're very hard at the contests and good at the stoppages, big bodies and stuff like that. So we know that's coming, and we've prepared ourselves for a real hard game. They've obviously got some new players out there too, some pretty good players. So definitely, I thought we were very, very happy and very a little bit lucky too to get over in the end. So it's a real bonus to win round one.
And early on, they've obviously recruited a very strong defensive unit. They put enormous defensive pressure on you, but you're able to contain your systems and keep them standard for the game.
Yeah, it wasn't working great early. Obviously got some very good players down there, and we're probably a bit shorter than we have been in previous seasons down there. So we had to try a few different things, but they were all over us early in the game, and even towards the end of the game they seemed to get numbers back and make a real contest. And I just told our guys, we're not going to play champagne football, if you know what I mean, go down there and chip and kick easy goals. We're going to have to really scrap for them, and that's how we got our goals, I think. And then we scrapped for them and got some snaps and some one-on-ones off the ground and that sort of thing to get our goals. So again, credit to our forward line for sticking to it. They probably struggled a bit early, but got the rewards at the end of the day.
And I guess a lot of rumours floating around the ground. Finally, a lot of whispers that you won't play this year. Should I ask you the question? Have you retired as a player?
Yeah, well, I haven't really made anything official. Just at the moment, it's no secret I've sort of struggled with the injuries to me, back and hips and stuff like that for basically since I was 17, 18. So I think they're sort of catching up with me a little bit, but I'll give myself every chance to come back. But at the moment, so I'm not real confident. But you never know. Like I might start feeling better, halfway through the year or something like that. But nothing official at the moment.
Thanks, Brett. That's all we have time for in sport tonight. Be sure to catch us Friday with all the tips from local footy. But now it's back to you, Rollo.
Thank you, Mitch. And now for all the weather expected for Geelong and the Surf Coast over the next 6 days, let's look at the week ahead. Tomorrow, Thursday, will be cloudy with patchy fog early in the morning, followed by isolated showers in the late morning and afternoon with a top of 24. Friday will continue to be partly cloudy with isolated showers from the late morning with a top of 25. To start off the weekend, Saturday will be partly cloudy day with isolated showers from the late morning and a top of 23. Sunday will see the partly cloudy conditions continue with some isolated showers and a top of 22. Starting off another week of April, Monday will be cloudy with isolated showers and a top of 19. While Tuesday will continue to be partly cloudy with isolated showers and also a top of 19. Today we saw the weather becoming cloudy with areas of fog earlier this morning with a top of 24. And that's the weather outlook for Geelong and the Surf Coast. Thank you for joining us on News Geelong. To our good friend Mushy, a stalwart of Blue West Footy Club, good luck for a win. And remember, Mush, take your time and smell the flowers. From all the team at News Geelong, enjoy the rest of the evening and a very good night.